Hey, what's going on, everybody? Sam Dog, the infamous 253, coming at you guys with some more breaking news today that I just saw on the Seahawks. The Seahawks have now released and terminated the contract of Doug Baldwin and also the contract of Kam Chancellor. But what I thought with Kam Chancellor, I thought Kam Chancellor retired though after his injury in 2007, after 2017 when he got hurt in the game against the Arizona Cardinals. I want to try to get in on this on the Seahawks website for the Seahawks news though about this. So yeah, give me a second. Family always. So Seahawks released because Baldwin had a fit because they released Baldwin due to a failed physical because we knew he was coming off an injuries. I knew his career was up in the air. So it's definitely sad to say that this is the end of Doug Baldwin, and obviously we knew Kam Chancellor, who was a big favorite of mine. Kam Chancellor, I mean, I thought he would obviously. I'm sorry if I repeat myself. I know he retired due to the injury he got in 2017, but yes, Fox Sports News. Seattle says goodbye to two Seahawks icons. The team released Baldwin and Chancellor. Hold on, Twitter. I'm trying to get a good source where I can read it all off too. All right, this is from the Seahawks.com. Seahawks.com. Seahawks parted way with a pair of franchise icons who helped bring a Lombardi Trophy, 2 NFC championships, and multiple playoff berths to Seattle, terminating the contracts of receiver Doug Baldwin and safety Kam Chancellor with failed physical designations. The move was an expected one in the case of Chancellor, who spent all of 2018 season on the reserve, physically unable to perform list because of a neck injury sustained in 2017. Baldwin joined the team as an undrafted rookie in 2011 and went on to become one of the best receivers in franchise history. Battled numerous injuries throughout the 2018 season and had multiple surgeries this offseason. Seahawks have made a difficult decision to terminate the failed physical Baldwin and Chancellor. Seahawks general manager John Schneider said, "These are two of the most iconic players in franchise history, and both were instrumental in establishing our championship culture. Great examples of competitiveness and leadership on the field and in the community. These legendary players will always be a part of the Seahawks family," and that's true too. Chancellor was a 5th-round pick in 2010 too. Now, some of my favorite plays, obviously my favorite play of Kam Chancellor from all the hard hits he gave. One of my personal favorite plays will always be the hit he put on Vernon Davis in 2012, and then also when he blew up Demaryius Thomas in the Super Bowl. And 4 days before that, Kam Chancellor posted a picture of me and him as a throwback Thursday, just 4 days before we won Super Bowl 48 back in 2013 season. But I'm gonna see if I can try to find the original photo, because the original photo was taken on my iPhone when I went to a Seattle Mist game. And that's what that picture was from, that Kam Chancellor used as a throwback Thursday. Sorry, I got a shit ton of pictures on here, so I'll try to get to it as best as I can and as fast as I can. But I got lots of pictures with Kam Chancellor, as you saw from the True Font Bowling event last year too. So many freaking pictures. Sorry, just bear with me. I'll get to it really fast. But also some of my favorite memories with Doug Baldwin too, man. Baldwin had a lot of great plays. I remember when he first came into the league in 2011, undrafted, and even though he's catching balls from both Tavares Jackson and Charlie Whitehurst at the time though too. Now Doug Baldwin, he's actually caught a touchdown from the most quarterbacks with the Seahawks with one team, because of obviously having Russell Wilson and all too. But obviously Doug Baldwin's caught a touchdown from Charlie Whitehurst, Tavares Jackson, Russell Wilson. I think he may have also caught a touchdown pass from Matt Flynn when we had him too. But then also, I don't know if that was true or not, but Doug Baldwin also caught Trayvon Boykin's only touchdown catch of Trayvon Boykin's career before Boykin got in trouble in the offseason, which we obviously cut Boykin after that. So there was that as well. So hold on. Here's my picture. Check this out. Check that out. Look at Cam's muscle. Look how small he made me. This picture was taken in 2013 at a Seattle Mist game. That is me and Kam Chancellor, the man himself. Yep, right there. That was my favorite moment. And he used this picture as a throwback Thursday on his Instagram 4 days before he won Super Bowl 48. And now, also, I just brought this picture back up for the occasion. I was thinking about making this the thumbnail of this. Here's me and Doug Baldwin at True Font's bowling event back in, I think this one was 2016. He's wearing his thing from from Super Bowl 48 that he was wearing during the media day. I think, yeah, that's what it looks like he had on too. So yep, that was me and Baldwin at Acme Bowl back at Trufant's bowling event in 2016. Now Baldwin had a handful of great plays when he played for us at receiver, and I'm gonna name some of my few top plays. Like I remember in the NFC Championship game against the 49ers when Russell was just scrambling around when we were down like 10-0, when we had to try to get some sort of action. This was the drive that set up the field goal before the half. And Wilson just scrambled around. He hit ball, and then he finally let go of that ball, threw it deep, and Baldwin was able to make the catch in 49er territory, which would ultimately set up a field goal. And you know the rest in the second half, where we made the comeback, and then obviously Sherman set to send us to Super Bowl 48, and his touchdown in the Super. Definitely cool to see him score a couple of those touchdowns, and see him score the one where he scored a touchdown in Super Bowl 48. But before that, another favorite Baldwin play came when he dusted Champ Bailey in Super Bowl 48, even though that drive was held to a field goal. Like, Baldwin lined up in there, and then it was I think it was a third down play, and he just goes running through, and he just gets way ahead of Champ, and he beat Champ Bailey bad on that play. Like, I forgot how many yards that play went for, but it resulted in a first down and got us in field goal range. And I know we couldn't quite hit Kurtz for the touchdown that drive and got held to the field goal, but the rest of Super Bowl 48. And then another favorite game of Baldwin of mine was his 3 touchdown game against the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 2015 season, where he had 3 touchdowns. But my favorite touchdown that he had in that game was the third one, where he just caught it. It looked like a cornerback was going to get him, and then he just dusted him 80 yards. It was like an 80-plus yard touchdown, and that touchdown would ultimately help us win that game against Pittsburgh in 2015. That was Wilson and Ben Roethlisberger's shootout in 2015. That was a hell of a game, and when Wilson hit Baldwin and Baldwin was able to dust him for 80-plus yards for that touchdown in my end zone, that was a definite great play in Baldwin's career. And then a year later, he had that epic one, and then later that same season in the playoff game against Minnesota, and this is definitely some of the top plays, his one-handed grab in the sub-zero temperatures in Minnesota, which obviously that game ended with the Blair Walsh shank. His one-handed catch in the sub-zero weather in Minnesota in the last outdoor game there, in that playoff game where we won 10-9, was epic too, where looked like he was going to get Wilson overthrew him, and then Baldwin just stretches out one-handed, like that, and Baldwin catches it, and it was enough for a first down. He even had the only touchdown in that game too, and then in the next season he had an epic one-handed catch in 2016 against the San Francisco 49ers too. In I think it was week 3 when he caught that touchdown too in 2016. Baldwin had a handful of great catches for the Seahawks over the years, and it's definitely sad that his time was coming to an end, but since the failed physical, and Baldwin, I had lots of great memories talking to about a tunnel, always getting him fired up. And I remember saying that, always talking to Baldwin, like, hey, Baldwin, how many touchdowns are you going to score, man? I would try to set him a number, like, you getting three or four touchdowns, just even though I don't think he would ever get 4, but I would set him numbers, though, and he would try his best, and he would get touchdowns, And that was what I loved about Baldwin. He would always come over and talk to me by the tunnel, and I would get him fired up for games, too. And then one time at the Southfield Mall, excuse me a second, he came down to my hometown mall, got this picture autograph right here. See? It's Baldwin's signature. I got Baldwin's signature on a lot of stuff over the years for Seahawks games. So, whew. But yeah. Always got to show the appreciation for great stars like that, Kam Chancellor and Doug Baldwin, for sure, man. Definitely, they are Seattle icons, Definitely Seattle icons. And happy for what they did for us in their career. I wish them the best of luck and in what comes next. And I hope the sky's the limit. I know Kam Chancellor made his home here with his wife Tiffany, who else you saw in the Trufant Bowling event video last year too. So, and yeah, you know how it is. But other than that, we got to move on to the future. Thank you, Doug Baldwin and Kam Chancellor, for all you did. Give me your thoughts in the comments. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, show some love for these two Seahawk legends. And until the next one, if you ain't with it, you ain't infamous. And as always, go Seahawks. Thank you, Doug Baldwin. And thank you, Kam Chancellor. And you guys are forever Seahawks legends.